Hi. Trying to send this out here. What? No, you pick this time right here to go. You pick this time right here. Well, hey, well, you're gonna have to wait a minute, boy. We gotta find something right quick. Hi, everybody. Oh, see, now we don't have the chat popped out here. Let's see. Should be popped out. There we go. All right, let's make it wider. Oh, what's this? Putin fires Alexei Pavlov from his role as Assistant Secretary of Russia's Security Council after he calls Shabbat a neo-pagan cult. I don't know if I believe that. You know, artificial intelligence is now writing articles. So now we don't even know. Hi, King James. Now we don't even know who's writing these articles. Okay, here's the first one right here. You're gonna see right now. This is creepy. Let's watch this. And I'll let the dog out.
Mentally move the cursor to the left and scroll through your brain data over the past few hours. You can see your stress levels rising as the deadline to finishing will approach, causing a peak in your beta brainwave activity right before an alert pops up, telling you to take a brain break. But what's that unusual change in your brain activity when you're asleep? It started earlier in the month. You send a text message to your doctor with a mental swipe of your cursor. Could you take a quick look at my brain data? Anything to worry about? Your mind starts to wander to the new colleague on your team, whom you know you shouldn't be daydreaming about, given the policy against intra-office romance. But you can't help fantasizing just a little. But then you start to worry that your boss will notice your amorous feelings when she checks your brain activity and shift your attention back to the present. You breathe a sigh of relief when the email she sends you later that day congratulates you on your brain metrics from the past quarter, which have earned you another performance bonus. You head home jamming to the music, with your work-issued brain-sensing earbuds still in. When you arrive at work the next day, a somber cloud has fallen over the office. Along with emails, text messages, and GPS location data, the government has subpoenaed employees' brainwave data from the past year. They have compelling evidence that one of your coworkers has committed massive wire fraud. Now, they're looking for his co-conspirators. You discover they are looking for synchronized brain activity between your coworker and the people he has been working with. While you know you're innocent of any crime, you've been secretly working with him on a new startup venture. Shaking, you remove your earbuds.
Oh, I guess that was it. So, are you freaked out? I missed part of it. I saw the beginning part of it earlier, but I didn't never see the end part. So, the dystopian glimpse of the potential future of hackable humans. Are you ready for that? I'm not. I'm ready to unplug. I'm ready to unplug everything. Let's just all unplug. Please, can we all... Jesus, can you come and take us out of here? Please, I want to unplug. I guess we're in it for a little bit longer, guys. We got to keep doing what we're doing. God put you in a place to you know, to have to deal with all of this right now. So we're just stand strong, stand firm. Okay, is everything going okay with the chat and everything like that? Okay, looks like it. Okay, this is kind of hard to get used to again, but yeah, I got shut down. I got a strike on my channel. You can go watch it on Rumble if you want to. You can see I didn't do anything wrong, but whatever.
Remove the cursor.
So, there are, I wish I could have like the whole picture slideshow up on my screen where I could just, I wish I could pop that out. I bet it's not, I bet you can't even pop it out. Image slideshow. See, I would like to just like put it right up there and just like watch it as it goes. But on my screen, it's not doing what you're seeing. On my screen, I just see a big blank spot. So I was trying to use Prism, hoping that there would be something like that where I could just, I might be able to just make a same kind of slideshow on something to do with the computer or something. I don't know. Anyway, we'll get through this fast. I'm going to try to go through 50 articles quickly. Okay? I know it's like bam, bam, bam. Okay? So we got a Spanish government. Thousands of people are rallying against the Spanish government. See his big Pinocchio nose? You probably can't. Let me see if I can do the norm thing. That's about as big as a nose I can make it. There we go. See the big Pinocchio nose? Okay. Actually, this is pretty good, isn't it? Like having it this big. Am I keeping anything from being on there? No. Okay. There we go. Alright, so this started last night, and there's still, I think, well, Sherelle, I just got off the phone with her. She was saying that they actually did have a body. They found a body in there. So, I don't know what the final thing was, but this has been going on since last night. We saw it last night that it was happening within like 15 minutes of when it was happening. So I just prayed that everybody involved would, you know, I like hearing up-to-date news so that we can pray, you know, and then I can just put that in the hands of the Lord and trust that that's all going to work out for the good of those who love God. And of course that's happening anyway, but it's good to pray, you know, for angels to surround those people. But 10 of them died. It was in a park, a Monterey park in California. So we'll see a couple of things on here for that. This is something I want to do on a different one because it tells really deep stuff. Alright, let's see. This was supposed to be a peaceful protest that happened in Atlanta last night. There were explosives, but the reporters were calling it a largely peaceful protest. But as you'll see, okay, this is the Monterey Park one. 10 killed and 10 hurt. Let's just go down through here. We'll go, you know, quick as we can. ABC News on Biden classified documents. The search of a sitting president home dramatically escalates the political fallout. So they're downplaying it.
There's no there there. Those were the president's words this week when he was asked about the classified documents found over the last few months at his Delaware residence and a private office in Washington, D.C. But this morning, it turns out there is even more there than first thought. Federal investigators from the Department of Justice seized more than half a dozen items from the president's Wilmington home on Friday, including some documents marked classified after an extensive but consensual 13-hour search of the property. The president's personal lawyer disclosed the information last night, saying some of the records were from Biden's time as senator and some from when he was vice president. The search of a sitting president's home dramatically escalates the political fallout, if not the legal problems, after the White House consistently tried to downplay the significance all week. There's no...
Okay, so President Biden is going to be one of the reporters. I think it was the news, the one that like takes care of the news at the White House, the black lady with, you know, she was saying like president, and then she's saying she. So they're already being told that Biden is on his way out, and it could happen anytime. But this is going to be like probably the long drawn out downfall of it, just to have some sort of play, you know, going on about it, because they want to remove him. He's not stable enough to keep it together when they tell him to, you know, say this or say that. He's like, I'm not supposed to say this, I'm not supposed to say that. So he's being told what to do, and it's obvious. It's like it's a real joke. This was one of the victims being transported. There was 2 that were in critical condition, and then there was 10 that were killed. This is somebody who has a truck. Can you see what it says? I'm going to let you read it, because I'm not going to say that out loud. Hey, Sputsy. Good to see you. Alright, let's see what else I got here. This was a mall in California, West Covina Mall. Possible shots fired 20 hours ago. Nothing really became of that I know of. They're saying it was a Chinese dude. And look at these people behind him. 1, 2, probably one right there. 3, 4 Chinese dudes. It's their Luna, like their New Year. Maybe that guy there too. Chief Robert Luna. Maybe that's where I got the Luna from.
There is a male suspect that fled the scene and remains outstanding as of this moment. Our very preliminary description has been described as a male Asian, and that's from the scene here in Monterey Park. And it's taken us a while, and please be patient with us, because as we're interviewing victims and witnesses, we've gotten different descriptions of one suspect. So when I say it's preliminary, please, again, be patient with us. We are here to tell you that we are utilizing every resource to apprehend this suspect in what we believe to be one of the county's most heinous cases. Our local, state, and federal law enforcement agencies are working together to better serve the residents here of Los Angeles County and to apprehend this attacker. Sheriff's homicide investigators are working diligently with the Monterey Park Police Department, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, the California Governor's Office of Emergency Services, and numerous other law enforcement agencies. Bottom line is here, we're going to use every resource available to us because we need to get this person off the street as soon as possible. But again, we are still in the very early stages of this investigation, and there actually is a lot more that we don't know than what we know at this time.
And they're not going to tell you, but I can tell you this. The Chinese are are having police stations put up all over this country now. There's at least 10 from memory, and I usually try to lowball everything. So you can look into that, but there's Chinese police stations to, and they're going to want more. Now that this has happened, they're going to be like, it's necessary, we need more. There's always an agenda to keep in mind. This is some ice that came up from the ocean and is just like heading inward. Isn't that incredible? Pretty wild, isn't it? It's like a whole stream load coming through, coming through. There's no stopping it. It's just gonna keep coming. This was the scanner that was going on last night. This is a nightclub of Baton Rouge where 12 people got shot today, Sunday morning. So we got 12 people shot at a bar, Dior, in Louisiana. I'm not sure if this is true about Tucker Carlson. They're saying he has a Kabbalah bracelet on, but I don't trust that. Thousands of people are protesting in Spain. That was the guy with the Pinocchio nose. But there's a video of all the people. You get the point. Sounds like a lot of people. Alright, I can't go over this one. Not allowed to go over some of these right here, like this one. This poor teacher who was a teacher, coach. Can't go over that. This one I can go over. It's drones. More drones. Lots and lots more drones. 1,000 of them. Kamikaze drones. Let's just keep sending military equipment over to Ukraine. We got tanks, new tanks. We got Leopard tanks. We got all these countries sending them lots of stuff. And they're looking for Russia to get to the end of their rope. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think Russia is going to fight back hard. In Sumny, in the next 24 hours, Russia could open a front there. Intense shelling has been reported. Russia hasn't even brought out the big guns yet, from what I hear. U.S. will send several thousand elite soldiers and 2-star generals to Romania. NATO's involved with Ukraine. Just so you know. This was on, I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about that. Never mind. But he's like, let him through. Okay. This one, hackable humans. Talk about hacking humans. Show you that little video there. If I can find it. Ready for brain transparency? Oh, they don't like that, huh? You don't like me showing the World Economic Forum. They don't like me showing how they can hack a human brain.
Make our lives better. Surveillance of the human brain can be powerful, helpful, useful, transform the workplace, and make our lives better. It also has a dystopian possibility of being used to exploit and bring to the surface our most secret self. It threatens fundamentally what our own self-identity is in some ways, and threatens to become a tool of oppression.
And that's being said at the World Economic Forum, you see? And they don't mind telling you, because they're doing it. Whether you like it or not, they're doing it. So they're going to hack you. They're going to hack your mind. If you get one of those Fitbit bracelets or one of those smart watches, really anything smart, you're asking. You're asking to be hacked. China sent Hunter Biden a 3-carat diamond. About the same time, Joe Biden was stealing and relocating classified documents. That's what they said. Nice big diamonds. Or a 3-carat diamond. Can't talk about that one. Alright, here's some more of the weapons that are headed into Ukraine. See all the planes? Yeah, loads and loads. Here's, oh, we're going to watch that later. Well, wait, was this the one I wanted to, yeah, I'm not allowed to play that, I don't think. But yeah, we're going to watch that later. I've got that one saved. Here's another one. Big, huge bomb. Russia's Yars thermonuclear intercontinental ballistic missile on the move for the first time since April of last year. Or maybe they're just doing that to scare us. I don't know. This was Monterey Park again. They didn't show anything from the park. Just so you, not that I could find, as far as like people that were actually shot. This was what I was listening to last night. This lady here, she's helping this little girl, and this guy here. There's a car sitting right here with the door open, and the lady like helps the little girl through so she doesn't get taken. But keep an eye on your kids. Alright, Donald Trump, I think he provided some sort of stage and, you know, probably food and stuff for Diamond, the one that died. And Silk is, you know, doing a nice little speech for her sister. This was a guy that was killed by San Diego police. Okay, last night in Atlanta, we got Antifa just wrecking the whole place. There were explosions. And
all right, the police are now showing up. I can hear the sirens.
Cars were on fire. They got out the zip ties. They arrested.
We're going to run across the street there. Okay, the police is coming down on this side. They're going to meet the protesters in the front.
They arrested about 100 of them.
Do you guys know where Hard Rock Cafe is?
That's shocking to me.
They said shots fired at Hard Rock Cafe.
That's right here on the corner.
Oh, okay. Maybe it was just the car then.
Explosives and arson tools.
All right, so we have an Atlanta Police Department vehicle that has been set on fire. One of the officers says shot fire, but So it looks like they have, on the corner across from us at Hooters, it looks like they have kenneled the remaining protesters, and they're going to make a mass arrest. Yep. Get another.
These are just a bunch of clips.
They're arresting. Multiple arrests here in the middle of the street.
On the ground. On the ground. I can hear them freaking out over there. Like, no, you can't arrest us. You've never arrested us before. Oh, that's okay. George Soros will get us out tomorrow.
Other
yeah,
side
Eric.
of that. Yeah, Tyler. Go
I
ahead.
do want to. Yeah, Eric, we're far enough away. You'll see the officer right there with APD. He has what appears to be zip ties. We're not far enough down where we can't see if they've taken anyone into custody, but it did appear that they were ready to do that to try to calm the situation that's unfolding here. And as you said, that's really. a protest initially to try to protest what happened.
So it was over a planned police training facility. So they were going to have a training facility set up, and they were protesting that. So they set a car on fire, and a bunch of them got arrested. They broke some windows, and that's really about it as far as that I know of. Here's one of the guys breaking the window.
Hey, can you guys hear us? State trooper was
Hooligans.
shooting. And if you're taking a look at video now, I can hear it in my ear. That is just some of the moments that you could see that protesters are throwing bricks at what I believe to be...
They got hammers. Some sort of hammer.
Police Foundation. The Atlanta... Oh, hey, turn around. Can we go back? Someone actually, it looks like one of the Atlanta police...
Okay. At least this says 5 arrested. Oh, okay. Maybe I'm wrong on that one. Protests have gone on in the woods for over a year against proposed 90 million police center. I guess I have to go get the dog. Give me 1 second. I'll let you watch this one.
Stop Cop City! Oh. Oh, they bombing the police car. Oh, shit. Oh, they done bust the police car. Okay. Oh, they done bust the police car. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. They going out there. Oh.
Hey, Planet X.
I'm gonna stay toward the back.
Alright, so let's see what else I got here. Oh, this was the mayor. He was kind of saying, you know, CNN guest suggests we shouldn't use the word violent to describe Antifa riots. Didn't look violent at all. The fire's still going and the zip ties had to come out. It says they can't kill us all. Violent protests erupted tonight in Atlanta after police killed a man on the 18th. There are reports of police cruisers on fire and rocks being thrown as activists call for a night of rage. Rage doesn't sound like violence at all. Rage! Rage! So they're all getting paid to, you know, just do crazy stuff. Or if you're not getting paid, I mean, you should probably look into that if you're, you know, Antifa and you're getting away with it or whatever. You should look into at least getting paid for it. I don't know. I'm just joking. I'm just kidding. You should go to church. It says they're burning down Atlanta. They definitely broke a lot of windows. There's a lot of windows broken. A lot of rocks being thrown. This was a fight that I watched last night. The black guy starts crying. You want to see?
Jamal! Sweet dreams!
He won and he's crying.
Pop up, champ.
From where I came from to get to this, it's unreal.
Jamal Hill.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with the new champion, Jamal Hill.
Jamal Hill.
Jamal, speak about the emotions, man. A kid born in Chicago, based in Grand Rapids, does this. What does this mean to you and your family and your coaches to be the new light heavyweight champion of the world?
Anything's possible. Hard work, dedication, accountability. Don't let nobody tell you nothing. Too many people try to tell me I couldn't do it. It was impossible. I needed to win in 1 round. I couldn't go 5. What the you gotta say now?
He went from crying to that. Anyway, it's just, I guess I was bored last night. Israel to send 300,000 artillery shells to Ukraine. Here's Lindsey Graham.
Kevin McCarthy said no blank checks. That makes sense to me. We're not asking for a blank check. I'm not. I'm asking for military aid to accomplish the purpose of driving Russian invaders out of Ukraine. If Putin gets away with this, there goes Taiwan. If Putin's successful in Ukraine is not prosecuted under international law, everything we said since World War II becomes a joke. He will continue beyond Ukraine.
Let me put it.
Let me just put it this way. They want to get rich. They want more money. And they all get their pockets fattened by this. So let's just get it straight. This guy says his chickens aren't laying eggs since July. This guy here, I don't know. He's got on over 40 pairs of pants. He's in Oakland, California. Watch out. Let's see how it sounds. What? Are you seeing this? If there's not demon-possessed people in this world, tell me what's that? I'm just saying, you gotta be some kind of crazy to put on 40 pairs of pants. I mean, some kind of crazy. This one, can't play it. Sorry, but you have to go find that on your own. I already got strike on my channel, and it was like nonsense I got strike for. These guys... they're demanding safe streets by laying down with their bikes in the middle of the road in New York. This is a tornado. And watch, that car's just like gone. I think it took it. I think it took the... Is that a person? I think there's a person sitting down here on the road. Let's see one more time. Right here, see? Right there it is! It's a girl! There's a girl right there! Maybe it pulled it out of the vehicle. I don't know. There was a girl right there. That was weird. This guy's an idiot, and then I can't play him either. This guy, he's got anxiety and depression. He just needs somebody to talk to. Oh, now he's going to give away free money. So now people are willing to give him the time of day, because he's giving away free money. That guy, can't play him. This one, this is about a bank that is being...
From Stellar Bank. It's a welcome guide. And inside, right at the bottom, it says, Allegiance Bank and Community Bank of Texas will be transitioning to Stellar Bank effective February 21st,
That's in 1 month.
2023. And then it's a whole glossary content.
What's a stellar bank?
Everything about the bank.
I'm very curious. Does anybody know what a stellar bank is? I mean, stellar would mean like the stars. I don't know what that means. It's a stellar bank and it's happening. Might be interesting to find that out. All right, black people in California are getting $5 million in reparations for people that are longtime residents. I think maybe, yeah, San Francisco. So if you're black and you live in San Francisco for 10 years, I think it is, and you have to, go watch this on Clown World, because it's really kind of a Clown World kind of thing. Like, shouldn't we all be getting reparations? We're all slaves. So I want my $5 million. I've been here longer than 10 years. I think they're being awful racist, saying it's just for black people. It should be for all people. We all should get our 5 million buckaroos, man. We're all slaves. This is Greta Thunberg. And she's on tape here.
Up your arse. You can shove your climate crisis up your arse. You can shove your climate crisis. You can shove your climate crisis. You can shove your climate crisis up your arse.
I was watching the interview that she did with the economic forum. Like she's taking her walk through the street, and she's just laughing. Like she's like saying how many jets she has and that she does her own Twitter and stuff like that. And I don't think she even knows what she's doing, to be honest. Like she doesn't even, she didn't answer any of their questions in a way that looked like she even cared, really. This is Ukraine. See all the red dots right here? That is Russia forces that are in Ukraine, and they've built hundreds of kilometers of field fortifications over the past few months. So it looks like, they got this whole area just tied down, and then Poland is bringing in a whole bunch of tanks and stuff. It's insane. I can't tell you, but this is what Elon Musk admitted to, but I can't tell you what for. You'd have to read that yourself. Another one I can't talk about. There's just so many I can't really talk about. This guy, he's saying that they're gonna use $170 billion in California to do a train rail transit center groundbreaking ceremony. This was in 2010. Oh, this is I'm not sure what that is, to be honest. I'm not sure, but it looks pretty freaky. Probably some, man-made clouds, we'll say. It was in Turkey. I thought it was, kind of freaky but beautiful. This one you'll have to read yourself again, because I can't talk about that. But Zuckerberg, see, I thought, maybe he might have some soul in there. Some people thought he was like an android, but maybe he might be a normal human being on the front lines, desperate for new weapons in Ukraine. they're just like, send more, send more. I can't talk about that. This person's burning a Koran, not good. You'll get in trouble for that. I can't talk about this, even though I would think it's hilarious. And what the heck? Can't talk about it. Not allowed to talk about that. Sure would like to. Can't talk about this Karen and that. So let's see. This is it says Elon Musk knows about the true nature of ice ages, pole shifts, and cataclysms, and so does Trump. It wasn't a big deal. Okay, this you gotta see though. I'm willing to play this one.
You know that unwelcome guest everyone wishes would just leave already? That's COVID-19. That's why I got the new updated booster, designed to help protect against recent Omicron variants. Got it.
How I wish I could say something about that. I guess I'm allowed to play Tucker.
Time to check in with our lizard overlords in Davos, Switzerland. What are they up to? Well, this.
Coo.
Thank you for watching. Yeah, those people run the world. They're so impressive. Bunch of freaks. Time to check in.
I guess I'm allowed to play that one. Alright. This is, they're making history. The first father-son duo under separate investigations. So, making of history today, eh? This was a school bus in London. They said that the children were evacuated and they were not injured. I don't know why it was on fire. This is somebody who got rescued from a car in an icy pond. This is more about the Bidens. This is Iran. Not sure what they're doing, but they're doing something. They're signing papers. Eurasian Economic Union finalized long-awaited free trade agreement with Tehran, Iran. So they're doing things. This NASA astronaut says that the Bible and science don't conflict. God is the creator. You got that right. God is the creator. So I was looking at this verse in the Bible that says that God, the Almighty Father, through Christ, made everything. So for people that say Jesus isn't God, why would God need to get Jesus to do anything for him? If he's almighty and all that, you know, because Jesus is God. So I just wanted to say that. This is some crystals that they found in a cave. It looks like Superman, doesn't it? Looks like Superman showed up. Pretty cool. Peru is having a fit over their president because same thing. with Brazil, same thing with America, same thing with a lot of countries. They're like, we didn't vote for these people, and we're protesting. That's all we can do, really, is just say, you know, you people are criminals. But it's happening all over the world. But just soar like a crane, okay? Isn't it lovely to just soar like a crane and just be free in Christ? You know, let your mind be free in Christ, because He's got this. He's looking down from above, and we're soaring with Him, and He's going to take care of it all. We don't even have to lift a finger. He's going to kill him with the sword of His mouth, and the blood is going to go to the horse's bridle. So just be still. Be still in the middle of the storm and know He's God. He can do all things, and if it's His will, He'll do it. So don't forget to ask. Alright, these kids are really creepy weird. They just keep saying,
what's keeping me stronger. Bitch, bitch, I'm a cow. I'm not a kid. I don't say meow. Bitch, I'm a cow.
okay, this is just really strange, and I just thought I would just share how strange everything's getting. They just keep repeating that they're a cow. This guy here, oh, anybody who knows who laughs like this guy in here, that's in our group, I think it's hilarious, and I gotta play it.
They share a love for these universal basic income, and they share a love for artificial intelligence, which Elon Musk refers to as summoning the demon.
With artificial intelligence, we are summoning the demon. You know those stories where there's the guy with the pentagram and the holy water, and he's like, yeah, he's sure he can control the demon. Didn't work out.
Okay, so step number 7. The United Nations has installed a new statue called the Guardian of Nations statue, which looks
Guardian of Nations. See, did you see my picture in the thumbnail? Guardian of Nations. The WHO just came out. If you saw my little short clip, saying that they're the guardian of. They're our guardians now. WHO is our guardians. And now that's what that statue is. Guardian of the Nations. So now we got the WHO calling us that. They're our guardian.
exactly like Revelation chapter 13:2 in front of the UN to symbolize the implementation of the Great Reset. And then CERN has a logo 666, and they are attempting to communicate with other dimensions. And CERN is a 666 logo. They're located on top of the former Temple of Apollo, which is Revelation 9:11. And CERN is powered by the Google.
Did you hear it? Did you hear the little?
And CERN is powered by the Google quantum computer. The Google Chrome logo is 666. You got that? Yeah. So CERN is located on top of the former Temple of Apollo. They're trying to communicate with another dimension, sending that information up into the air via Starlink. And what were the name of the rockets that Elon Musk used to put the Starlink low orbit satellites into space?
The Dragon.
Dragon rockets. The Dragon rockets. That's the thing.
Did you hear that laugh?
Now, step number
Listen.
9. Put satellites into space. The Dragon rockets. The Dragon rockets. That's the thing. Isn't that crazy? Okay. Now, step number 9 here. Make it.
I just had fun with that last night. All right, this is
But everything is going to shut down. Everything's going to go dark. And then they're going to bring everything back online, and you're going to have to be linked up to the internet. You, personally. That's the point. That's what the gene editing, all this stuff's about. You're going to be hooked up to Bluetooth. You! And they don't hide it. Last year at the World Economic Forum, how many times have I shown the clip of the guy saying 6G by 2030 is going to be inside of your body?
Ew.
He wasn't laughing, joking around. He was dead serious. But people just hear it and they're like, oh, that's not what they mean. That's not what they mean. They have to come up with a way to get you hooked up to the internet. Okay? People are not going to willingly participate. But if you weaken people enough, you shut the grid down for a period of time, you cut off all food supplies, you cut off gas stations, you shut them down, everything's closed, and everyone is just stuck in limbo. People are going to be going crazy to get back online. Look at our society. I go out, when I do go out, people are walking around on their phone. You try to have a conversation with somebody that works in a store, they're on their phones in the store. They can't even make eye contact. You ever seen somebody, I've said it a million times, lose their phone? How they act as if somebody just set them on fire. They like literally have to get to the store to buy a new phone before the day is over if they can't find their phone because they can't live without it. So what do you think is going to occur with a grid shutdown for an extended period of time? People are going to be begging for a digital ID. They're going to be begging to get back on the internet. They're going to be begging to get back to quote unquote normal. And in their mind, everything's going to be fine if they get back online. They're not going to be thinking about the mark of the beast. They're not going to be thinking about anything. They're not going to be thinking about what was once in their bank account. They just are going to want to be back online and tweeting and TikToking and doing all these dumbed down things. And they'll go and get their food rations and they'll be a part of this new society. And then there'll be outliers like people like me and you. I'd hope you guys would be outliers. I'm not participating in this absolute embarrassment of a society that they're trying to create, this fake utopian hell. No, thank you. But they're telling you that by 2025, he said 2 years, right? And all we've heard is them use the year 2025 over and over and over again. Oh, by 2025, we got to do this. By 2025, we got to do that. We got to do it by 2025. We got to accelerate. These are all terms that they're using at the World Economic Forum this year. We got to move faster. We got to do it now.
Do it now! Do it now! Hurry up. Get it over with. I want to go home.
Open your eyes.
If you are wondering why everything going on in the world feels so terribly off, then you have come to the right place. A veil has been put over the eyes of humanity. Evil people in high places have been hiding the truth in plain sight and building a false reality on lies and deception for far too long. And now, their time is coming to an end.
Ooh.
It's time to fight back.
Did you see that?
To wake up and to begin an uprising. Now is a time for judgment.
That was awesome.
This is a time for judgment. Welcome to today's show. In my ongoing coverage of the World Economic Forum, I mean, there's just so much information.
I think this was the same thing, but that was really cool intro. All right, the Russian Orthodox Church issued the end of the world warning. Just so you know, the Kirill, blames madmen. I don't know. I don't care. To be honest, I agree. It's the end of the world. We're just watching it happen before our eyes. But to have some priest or something tell me that, I don't need the priest to tell me. I can look. I got eyes to see. Russia's preparing for NATO attack on Moscow. I think maybe the AI might be doing something. Look, see? Right there, AI. Hashtag AI. I heard that they're writing articles now. So, I don't know. Maybe it's true. Maybe the AI is gathering information and they're allowed to tell us stuff every now and then. Maybe that's what Q is. Maybe that's the AI. I don't trust anything though. I question everything. Everything. NATO sources report that Russia's entire anti-aircraft system is on high alert, as well as new anti-aircraft systems that have been activated on every corner of Moscow. Just get ready. It's going to pop off soon, you guys. I'm sorry, but it's going to. Unless they're just pulling our leg. So, we don't know. More than 1 million people have taken to the streets through France to protest against President Emmanuel Macron's plan to raise the country's retirement age by 2 years. So they don't want people retiring right now because then they would get their benefits and they want all the money. This little kid's fishing. He gets this little fishing thing. That's a pretty cool nifty thing he's got right there. He pulls out 2 huge fish. Want to see? Nice. Feed the whole family for dinner. Little kid, you know? He's only, what, like 4 or 5 years old, man. I want him on my team. This was a cop. He kind of backs out of the car. The guy reaches for something. He gets shot. I thought that was beautiful right there with the birds, with that cloud. Oh, today's the day. Well, this was on the 19th. Today's the day Marty McFly arrives when he travels to the future. That's all for all my Mandela friends who think that that's a real thing. Maybe there's time travel. The only person I think that's time traveled is Jesus, because like he can be in the beginning, he can be in the end. He's everywhere all the time. Okay, this is they're showing the 15-minute city. Zero privacy, you know, all this utopian future that we've got going on where they're going to surveil everyone.
When cities adopt new technologies like Internet of Things technologies, they're really having to dramatically change the way they do business to move from a static analog world into a dynamic world based on real-time information. And it can't happen without a foundation of policies to help ensure that as you roll out technologies, that you have adequate protections in place for privacy, for security.
A smart city is not only about...
But there's no regulations yet, so they're going ahead with all of it quickly, so that there's no time for regulations. This was in Peru. Again, they're, you know, protesting their government. This is Alex Jones. Everybody should go watch Alex Jones on Infowars.com. These are tanks in Peru because they don't want the protesters protesting. So they're bringing out the tanks. Here's your favorite guy in the world.
Thank you to His Excellency. Thank you to His Excellency. Thank you to His Excellency. Thank you to His Excellency.
You eat the bugs. You eat the bugs. And these are headed to Poland from Germany. So they're sending lots and lots of tanks. This is in Italy. I don't know what that's saying, but I can guess. It's at some sort of hospital. Probably. Oh, this was, I can't show you this. This was like some tigers. They got a hold of a guy in a zoo, and it was insane. This guy, speaking of insane, he's just, you know, more of the same stuff. You don't want to know. You don't want to know. Well, you know, you already know. You already know if you're paying attention. This was an old clip of the Nuremberg trials. So they had
was not human rights. They include voluntary consent is essential.
This is the trials. This was the end of it. They proclaimed and they made law that Nuremberg, you would have to have voluntary consent. That's essential. Number 2, human experiments should be based on previous animal experimentation.
Experiments should be based on previous animal experimentation, and experiments should be conducted by avoiding suffering and injury.
Avoiding suffering and injury. This is a guy with some bees on his arm. He's got the queen bee. That's why they all, you know, did that. He's taking it to their new home, probably. Gonna keep some bees. I won't be doing that. Well, I might if I know how. Russia almost out of ammunition. This is the one I was talking about. They're saying they're almost out of ammunition. So if they are out of ammunition, then they're going to go to the thing that they have for more, which is boom. So that's coming. Because they're not going to give in, not going to give up. So we got a bunch of these world leaders meeting. I kept them all. Can't talk about that. Here's a wave. The sea and the waves are roaring. We're almost done. Okay. This is Tucker.
Permanent Washington doesn't want that. And ultimately, and here's the point, permanent Washington is in charge. It's not the democracy you imagine. We're seeing that now. So if you want to understand, if you really want to understand how the American government actually works at the highest levels, and if you want to know why they don't teach history anymore, one thing you should know is that the most popular president in American history was Richard Nixon. Richard Nixon. Yet somehow, without a single vote being cast by a single American voter, Richard Nixon was kicked out of office and replaced by the only unelected president in American history. So we went from the most popular president to a president nobody voted for. Wait a minute, you may ask. Why didn't I know that? Wasn't Richard Nixon a criminal? Wasn't he despised by all decent people? No, he wasn't. In fact, if any president could claim to be the people's choice, it was Richard Nixon. Richard Nixon was reelected in 1972 by the largest margin of the popular vote ever recorded before or since. Nixon got 17 million more votes than his opponent. Less than 2 years later, he was gone. He was forced to resign. And in his place, an obedient servant of the federal agencies called Gerald Ford took over the White House. How did that happen? Well, it's a long story, but here are the highlights, and they tell you a lot. Richard Nixon believed that elements in the federal bureaucracy were working to undermine the American system of government, and had been doing that for a long time. He often said that. He was absolutely right. On June 23, 1972, Nixon met with the then CIA director Richard Helms at the White House. During the conversation, which thankfully was tape recorded, Nixon suggested he knew, quote, who shot John, meaning President John F. Kennedy. Nixon further implied that the CIA was directly involved in Kennedy's assassination, which we now know it was. Helms's telling response? Total silence. But for Nixon, it didn't matter because it was already over. 4 days before, on June 19th, the Washington Post had published the first of many stories about a break-in at the Watergate office building. Unbeknownst to Nixon and unreported by the Washington Post, 4 of the 5 burglars worked for the CIA. The first of many dishonest Watergate stories was written by a 29-year-old Metro reporter called Bob Woodward. Who exactly was Bob Woodward? Well, he wasn't a journalist. Bob Woodward had no background whatsoever in the news business. Instead, Bob Woodward came directly from the classified areas of the federal government. Shortly before Watergate, Woodward was a naval officer at the Pentagon. He had a top-secret clearance. He worked regularly with the intel agencies. At times, Woodward was even detailed to the Nixon White House, where he interacted with Richard Nixon's top aides. Soon after leaving the Navy, for reasons that have never been clear, Woodward was hired by the most powerful news outlet in Washington and assigned the biggest story in the country. And just to make it crystal clear what was actually happening, Woodward's main source for his Watergate series was the deputy director of the FBI, Mark Felt. And Mark Felt ran, and we're not making this up, the FBI's COINTELPRO program, which was designed to secretly discredit political actors the federal agencies wanted to destroy, people like Richard Nixon. And at the same time, those same agencies were also working to take down Nixon's elected vice president, Spiro Agnew. In the fall of 1973, Agnew was indicted for tax evasion and forced to resign. His replacement was a colorless congressman from Grand Rapids called Gerald Ford. What was Ford's qualification for the job? Well, he had served on the Warren Commission, which absolved the CIA of responsibility for President Kennedy's murder. Nixon was strong-armed into accepting Gerald Ford by Democrats in Congress. Quote, "We gave Nixon no choice but Ford," Speaker of the House Carl Albert later boasted. 8 months later, Gerald Ford of the Warren Commission was the President of the United States. See how that works?
See how that works?
So those are the facts. Not speculation. All of that actually happened. None of it's secret. Most of it actually is on Wikipedia. But no mainstream news organization has ever told that story. It's so obvious, yet it's intentionally ignored. And as a result, permanent Washington remains in charge of our political system. Unelected lifers in the federal agencies make the biggest decisions in American government and crush anyone who tries to rein them in. And in the process, our democracy becomes a joke.
Our democracy becomes a joke. And there you have it. This was just the moon, and they like show how the land kind of looks like the moon. I don't know how if that's. I don't really want to watch her. Sorry, Greta. Here she is laughing. It was all just a joke. This guy got convicted on separate weapon charges for that. CNN headline about Damar Hamlin cardiac arrest was digitally altered. Not sure what that's talking about for real. The same, I can't talk about that. This is in Russia, Moscow. It's about to pop off there. Just keep an eye on it. This was the most awesome one that I wish I could play, but I can't. Even though it's Tucker. Or I made it like a short of it. So, but it was really great. It was really great. These two guys, they're awesome. Ezra Levant and Avi something or other. They hounded these people that are at the WEF. Bill Gates wouldn't even show up. This is pieces of a landfill from the blades of the windmills, and they're just filling up, lots and lots of land with lots and lots of garbage. Don't know how it's helping things. This is the 5-minute city utopia, which won't work.
And we can talk a little bit more about that as we go through the rest of the panel in the session.
So when I'm looking at this, it's a grid infrastructure.
Yeah, so basically the way it works is it's 170 kilometers long, 200 meters wide, 500 meters high. The height is from the sea level, so as you go inwards and the topography actually goes up, then the height of the actual building structure reduces until you get to the mountains where it actually, you no longer have a mirror line. The idea is about what we call zero gravity urbanism, which is not necessarily having to be linked and anchored to a ground. How can we think of cities that go vertical and not only horizontal? This has many benefits.
Did you see that little zoomy thing right there?
All of your
little zoomy drone
each
thing.
Module is 800 meters wide.
Keep that in mind.
Will take 80,000 people on average. Obviously, some are going to be more densely populated than others. And when you do it this way, you're only 5 minutes walk away from your school, your hospital, supermarket. The other thing is that the catchment area becomes a lot bigger. The catchment area for businesses becomes an 80,000 catchment area within a 5-minute walk, which, as you can understand, instead of opening many pharmacies or many stores, that one store will service a much bigger catchment area than it typically does in other cities that have, 15, 20,000 people in even dense cities, catchment areas like New York and London. The idea as well is to reduce the footprint. So imagine 9 million people living on 34 square kilometers. And if you compare that to other cities, it's almost the 2% of the size of London, yet taking the same amount of population and state. The first module is going to finish in 2027, end of 2027. And as you can imagine, this is a generational project. So it will continue to go on until...
It's a money-sucking project that won't work. So, they're just going to... It's another Ukraine where they're sending all this money. All right, this is a cochineal bug, and it's in your Tropicana orange juices. orange, strawberry, banana. Right here, cochineal extract, and I did look this up on Wikipedia, and it's true. And yeah, you're drinking bugs. You're drinking bugs. You're eating bugs. Eat the bugs. Anything that's red, question it. It's probably the red dye number 40 or the cochineal juice. This guy got in trouble for giving saline shots to kids. I think you should know. This thing is, don't know what do you guys think it is? What is that? It looks like a squirrel, and you can see its little eye right there. Maybe somebody dripped some paint on it, or it's got white spots. But it's got like a rat tail. There's no hair. Did somebody alter their pet? Or squirrel, maybe? Look at its mouth. It looks really weird. I think it's a squirrel. Oh, how I wish I could play this for you. I need to get on D-Live or something. Here's some more of these guys getting questioned. And they're just really, like, silent, you know, to the reporters. They ask great questions, though. I just don't think it's, I shouldn't even give them the time of day. Just know who's, you know, who's in charge, because they're not going to answer questions for you. And they just treat you like a squirrel or like, you know, a dog. Like, we're not anything to them. They really want to get rid of us. This was a Walmart, another shooting, multiple police, an active shooter at a Walmart in Indiana, Evansville, Indiana. Pandemics are now baked into the system, this guy says at the World Economic Forum. Let's hear it from his own mouth.
How do you anticipate? Because these aren't random events. We may not know exactly when the next pandemic comes. We may not know when the next extreme weather event comes, but we know it's coming. And we know it will intensify, and it will get more frequent. So that's a new world. I think we're now in a world that has to be framed around shocks that are not just random or stochastic, but shocks that are systematically part of the landscape and that are intensifying in frequency and scale and impact. The reasons we understand have to do with the breaching of the planetary boundaries and the fact that pandemics are now baked into the system.
Baked into the system. You know, can you expound on that? Because we would like to get you on videotape saying these things. You people that are in charge. Just, it's unbelievable, the things that they say. If you wanna go watch some, this guy Drew H Live, he's got like all the clips. You can go watch. This lady, she resigned in New Zealand. I think they kind of pushed her out like that Gerald Ford, but all right, here's Boston Dynamics. This is a good one.
I forgot my tools again.
Watch how he does a flip at the end. It. I said he. Watch how it. Watch, watch. Keep watching. Watch. How's that?
Such a show off.
tear gas in France. They got the umbrellas out like in Japan. Smart. This girl, she's insane. Abortion activist. We'll watch her. We'll watch her.
This is my city. What are you doing here? You're trying to antagonize people, so go the fuck away. Go the fuck away. Go the fuck away. It's simple. Go the fuck away. Go home.
Why don't you just let her get raped, pregnant, and forced to have a baby?
That'd be great.
I would carry full term. Yeah,
Go.
I'm sure you would, and you'd be traumatized for life.
She's traumatized already.
She already is. I'm not the one who looks
you can
traumatized
go.
here.
You can go.
You're right.
You can go.
We're a little old.
We're gonna stay together. We're gonna stay together the rest of the day.
How would you say you're for women, but then
we're
tell
gonna
women
stay
she should
together?
get raped?
Shut the fuck up, bitch.
How would you?
Why are you antagonizing people? Why are you
I have
antagonizing
video
people?
evidence of it.
Why are you antagonizing people?
That is disgusting.
No, she's
Come with your elders. Come with your elders, please. We've been fighting for this for 50 years.
She's so young.
I hope you guys have a good day.
I think that would be something demonic. I think that lady might have a demon on her. At least on her. Maybe in her. I don't know. Trying to figure that out. How do you tell if someone's demonically possessed or just being influenced by a demon? Alright, this little boy, he's gonna probably be a cop.
Dump it. Magazine. Drop it. Rack it. Dump it. Magazine. Drop it. Dump it. Slow down. Dump it. Clear it.
1, 2, 3.
In the holster. Good job.
Yeah, buddy! This was about the 5-minute city. Okay, this is pretty wild.
I just had the most bizarre experience at this Bank of America, so I decided when I left I was going to make a video really quick. Has anybody else seen something like this? Okay, and you get in here and it's completely like no one's in here. And it has these 2 little rooms saying come in to video chat. I mean, I don't know if I like living in the future. This is fucking weird, yeah? I use the ATMs down there, but what the fuck?
She's got a potty mouth. Reading what you guys are saying over here. You grossed out by that squirrel? Yeah, half rat, half squirrel. The New World Order's taking over. Yeah, they are. They really are. When you don't have free speech and you can't talk about what Robert Kennedy Jr. is saying, we're in trouble. You know what I'm saying? If I were to put this guy's voice on here, zap! I'd be gone. Because you only get like a couple, and then it's over. Oh, watch this. Is this real? I don't know. This might be fake news. But remember I was telling you pay attention to that little drone, like, bzz, you know? This is like a ball drone or something. And look how fast it was, like, it was gone. Or maybe it's just like right there, but you can't see it. Isn't that wild? I mean, I don't know if it's real or not, but I thought I'd show it to you in case. Donald Trump on the phone. can't talk about this. Something to do with the you know what. Yeah, I don't want to talk about that. Okay, this is an Arizona town that was cut off from water. And they were having to use rain to flush the toilets. If you get stuck out in Arizona when the you know what hits the fan and you ain't got no water, there's not going to be these 6,000 gallon trucks delivering water to you. Just so you know, like, you're screwed if the EMP happens. All right, this needs to be said. And then I think I can... This one... Yeah, this one too. Those two need to be said. And then I think... Well, while we're watching those, I'll look at the pictures because I think I'm almost done. This needs to be heard.
Met at a place called Oriole, which is in Midtown. My dinner companion that night was a senior advisor to BlackRock. As you may know, BlackRock is now the largest asset manager on the planet. It directly manages $5 trillion in assets, and it oversees another $11 trillion through its Aladdin platform. That means one firm controls more money than the GDPs of China, Russia, and Japan combined. Anyway, my dinner companion happens to work directly for BlackRock's CEO. As we nursed our white wine and the evening wore on, she let something slip. If I remember her words, she said something like, "They want to tell us we can't sell." What was she talking about? Who was she talking about? I placed a few calls, first to my contacts in Washington, then to a few people on Wall Street. Soon I was on a plane for a series of meetings to London, to Geneva, back to New York, then down to South America. As I began connecting the dots, a pattern emerged. It revealed a network of more than 189 individuals positioned inside the world's major financial institutions. Some of them hold senior positions inside the IMF, World Bank, and every central bank in the G20, including our own Federal Reserve. These elites share one vision, and they're about to make it a reality. That vision is one world order, one world taxation, and one world money. They've worked for years behind the scenes preparing to realize that vision. They've literally rigged the laws of international finance. Everything is basically in place right now, and there's essentially no way to stop this from happening. When the crisis hits, they'll flip the switch, freezing the global financial system. That will give them time to reset the world economy according to their vision. As the coming crisis unfolds, President Trump will be powerless to stop it. In fact, trying to stop them would probably weaken the president's power altogether.
That is amazing, Jim, really. So what did these elites want from your contact at BlackRock?
Basically, they want to classify BlackRock as too big to fail. The technical term is Systemically Important Financial Institution, or SIFI. That designation normally applies to banks, such as Bank of America. If your bank gets the SIFI label, it means the government will bail you out first in a crisis. But it also means you must turn over control of your bank until the crisis subsides. In this case, they're trying to reclassify BlackRock, an asset manager, as too big to fail. If they succeed, they'll be able to freeze BlackRock when the crisis hits. BlackRock clients won't be able to sell. They won't be able to buy either. Their accounts will go dark indefinitely. And the elite operatives will take control of BlackRock's assets remotely via the internet. But our research shows that their ICE 9 plan goes much, much deeper than that.
Now, you refer to their plan as ICE 9. You just said that. What does that mean?
It's a reference to the Kurt Vonnegut novel, Cat's Cradle. In the book, a mad scientist creates a new form of water molecule called ICE 9. When it comes in contact with other water molecules, it freezes them at room temperature. One drop of ICE 9 can freeze the whole ocean. And that's what these elite operatives are about to do to the world economy.
Now, can you share with our viewers exactly who these operatives are and what their ultimate goal might be?
Like I said, John, more than 189 elite agents have slowly wormed their way into leadership positions across the board. They now sit at or near the head of the IMF, the World Bank, and even our own Federal Reserve. They also control much of what happens at the central banks of China, Russia, India, Brazil, Canada, and Europe. As you know, these institutions form a kind of global superstructure. It forms a kind of snare net encircling all nations. Their leaders aren't democratically elected. They're not accountable to you and me. They're beyond the reach of government and citizens, and yet they hold the fate of the global financial system in their hands. To get a sense of how they operate, imagine an array of floating spheres. One sphere is labeled IMF. One is labeled Fed. One is labeled Bilderberg. One is labeled Wall Street. One is labeled central banks. One is labeled intelligence agencies. One is labeled media, and so on. The elites inhabit all of these spheres, and together the network forms a kind of 3D Venn diagram. As I see it, regardless of what sphere they inhabit, the elites all share the same vision: one world order, one world taxation, and one world money. All of their actions are geared toward moving that agenda forward.
Now, are you able to share the identities of these elites with our viewers?
We've identified more than 189 individuals who are in many cases hiding in plain sight. Regardless, they all share the same vision: one world order, one world taxation, and one world money. A short list would include Christine Lagarde, Managing Director of the International Monetary Fund, IMF; Mark Carney, Governor of the Bank of England; Raghuramji Rajan, Vice Chairman of the Bank for International Settlements; Haruhiko Kuroda, Governor of the Bank of Japan; William C. Dudley, President of the Federal Reserve Bank of New York; Agustin Carstens, Governor of the Bank of Mexico; Janet Yellen, Chairman of the Board of the Federal Reserve System; Mario Draghi, President of the European Central Bank; Zhu Min, former Deputy Managing Director of the IMF;
Zhou fast forward.
Governor of the People's Bank of China; Robert E. Rubin, Chairman of the Council on Foreign Relations. This A-list of central bankers and other elites is just the tip of the iceberg. Of course, not one of these elites will tell you outright what's going on, but I've seen and heard enough to connect the dots for myself. Not long ago, for example, I met with one of their senior operatives. He's a leading economist who served as the chairman of the Federal Reserve during the last crisis. He's considered one of the most influential minds in banking today. We met privately during a conclave in Seoul, South Korea. Of course, I'm talking about Ben Bernanke. I came away from my meeting with him stunned and convinced that ICE 9 was real. Not long before that, I set up a one-on-one meeting with another member of the network. 9. His name is Zhu Min, the former deputy governor of China's central bank. Until recently, he served as deputy managing director of the International Monetary Fund. Zhu is a brilliant guy, like Bernanke, and he's pleasant and well-meaning. There's no doubt in my mind that he's also a member of the elite network preparing to impose ICE 9 on millions of Americans. But I wasn't done with my research. I have since met with dozens of senior officials, intelligence analysts, and former Wall Street colleagues. My quest led to a final meeting, a face-to-face summit with the head of Bilderberg. We met at Rockefeller Center in Manhattan, and he was very eager to get my take on the euro as a currency. I was happy to provide it, of course, in exchange for some valuable intelligence. As I say in my new book, he did not have horns. In fact, he gave me a nice gift when we parted ways, a blue Swedish vase. I keep it in my writing studio at my home in Connecticut. But my point is, I came away from all three meetings convinced of one thing. When the next crisis hits, the elites are planning to freeze the financial system, and they'll replace it with a new system, one not based on the U.S. dollar. When that happens, we'll wake up to a very strange and disturbing new reality.
And for freeze, they're going to freeze it. They're going to hold us all hostage.
Our viewers that are watching today, what might their reality look like that morning? How does this manifest?
First, they'll have gone to bed knowing that a massive financial crisis was underway. But when they wake up, they'll find it has worsened and the contagion has spread worldwide. When they go to withdraw money, their ATM will say, closed temporarily. When they go to sell stocks, their account will say, transaction not available. When they go to their local business, that business will only accept cash if it's open. As citizens realize they're being barred from their money, riots will erupt. It's going to get really bad really quickly.
How would such a freeze actually work? And wouldn't that be highly illegal?
Well, it wouldn't be illegal technically because they've been quietly laying the groundwork for years. They've rigged the financial laws, changed the rules of the game to allow this to happen. The stage is set. They have the levers in place. The lights are positioned. Now someone just needs to flick a switch and they'll impose ICE 9 rapidly.
ICE 9.
And all of this will be legal because they've rigged the system in their favor. Here in the U.S., for example, Congress pushed through something called the International Emergency Economic Powers Act, or IEPA. This allows the government to freeze accounts, assets, even whole institutions at will. The only condition is that there's some threat to national security with a foreign connection. Of course, with a global market, every financial crisis has a foreign connection. Any systemic crisis fits the bill. And the thing is, when the next crisis hits, it's going to be so bad, President Trump won't have any choice but to go along with the elite's plan.
Wow. That is, you have to admit, that sounds somewhat hard to believe. Now, how could these operatives actually freeze a whole country's financial system?
The whole world?
Well, fortunately, we have some recent real-life examples to study. The elites have been conducting a series of dry runs for years, leading up to ICE 9. Look at Cyprus, for example. A few years ago, the Cypriot economy was in trouble, especially the banks. The IMF stepped in and loaned Cyprus $10 billion, but the loan came with strings. Now pay attention because this is precisely what they're going to do. But imagine it on a global scale. So in exchange for the capital injection, the IMF demanded control over the Cypriot banking system. More specifically, the IMF froze the entire system, literally every bank in the country. And they did that to ensure the IMF's demands were met, including strict capital controls. So how did all of this impact regular citizens? Their local ATMs went dark. Even the bank branch was closed, permanently in some cases. Citizens could not withdraw cash. They couldn't even transfer funds from one account to the other. What came next? Wealth extraction on a grand scale. The IMF basically stole 6 to 10% of all the cash in the Cypriot bank accounts. How did the elites justify this? They called it a levy, the price regular citizens had to pay for their government's missteps. Keep in mind, these asset confiscations were done at the balance sheet level with the institutions themselves. They never had to confiscate individual accounts. They froze every account by controlling a handful of the country's biggest banks. When the next crisis hits, we're going to see this here in the U.S. and around the world, and it'll be a highly coordinated global attack on the entire system simultaneously.
My Miss American Pie drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. Them good old boys were drinking whiskey and rye, singing, "This'll be the day that I die. This'll be the day that I die." That just came to mind because he's talking about a levee. But yeah, ice number 9, freeze, ice number 9. So I got some heat for you, some fire, eternity, number eternity, because that's where you're gonna go. If you do this, you're going to hell for eternity. Just try your ice number 9. Well, they've been telling us all along. Listen to this. They're going to do it.
The affirmative task we have now
2 minutes.
is to actually create a new world order.
New world order.
We have before us the opportunity to forge for ourselves and for future generations a new world order.
New world order.
Law, not the law of the jungle, governs the conduct of nations. When we are successful,
we want to be your guardians.
We have a real chance at this new world order, an order in which a credible United Nations can use its peacekeeping role to fulfill the promise and vision of the UN's founders.
There's a need for a new world order.
New world order.
But it has different characteristics in different parts of the world.
Never before has a new world order
New
had
world
so
order.
many different perceptions, or on so global a scale. Nor has any previous order had to combine the attributes of the historic balance of power system with global democratic opinion and the exploding technology of the contemporary period.
After 1989, President Bush said, and it's a phrase that I often use myself, that we needed a new world order.
I think its task
New world order.
an overall strategy for America in this period when really a new world order
A
can be
new
created.
world order.
It isn't a crisis.
What is at stake is more than one small country. It is a big idea.
A big idea.
A new world order where diverse nations are drawn together in common cause to achieve the universal aspirations of mankind: peace and security, freedom, and the rule of law.
So, in conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, a new world is emerging. It is a new world order with significantly different and radically new challenges.
Aren't you sick of it already? Aren't you sick of it? Oh, President Trump's crying about the evangelical leaders not backing his 2024 presidential bid. Maybe if you would come out about a certain thingamabobber, then maybe they might back you. Until then, you know, you gotta admit you're can't talk about that. Here's what's going on at the Bank of America.
over $1,300 and they're telling me to call customer service.
Hold on. Back
So
that
I'm
up.
a Bank of America and everybody's missing money. I'm also missing money over $1,300 and they're telling me to call customer service. And they keep hanging up on people. This another person here is also missing money. So we're trying to see what's going on. Money's missing today and we need our money. And they're already telling us to call customer service. And customer service ain't doing nothing about it. So just a heads up, if anybody's experiencing this, please let us know because this is not right. I'm missing $1,400 from my account, and they're telling me that there's no way they can help us. This guy's missing money too. This other person is missing money too. And you missing money too? There you go. So this is not something that's just one person. This is everybody's happening to them. And this is crazy. This is very crazy. Yes, Bank of America decided to take people's money without their consent. And we're at
that guy right there, this guy right here, he'll be okay for a little while. He's got a couple of extra spare tires.
Giving us a runaround. Everybody for the same thing, man. Same thing.
Same thing. And that's the same place
So I'm a Bank of America
from the Bank of America where there was no people. Remember that? Just a minute ago? So she kind of cries that she's leaving. This might be fun, but we're getting kind of like I was off here for a while, so I don't want to keep you too long. Hey, Midday. Look at that panda bear. Isn't that great? Nature. That's what we need to get back to, nature. Just have, do a somersault. Get out in the snow, build a snowman if you got snow. Look at that guy's face in the corn. Special algorithm. Lionel Messi's face is growing in a cornfield in Argentina. They must have nothing better to do. They're only allowed to grow so much, I guess, because there's a war on food. Criticize me and you'll be jailed. The Democrats are turning the U.S. into South Africa by punishing white people on the basis of their skin color. I'm not falling for it. I love everybody. I don't hate one person. I hope everyone repents and comes to the saving knowledge of Jesus Christ. He's running for school board. Primetime 99. This girl's jumping and doing acrobats. I'm doing that all over heaven. I'm going to be the most acrobatic person up there. I'm going to have some skills. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, these people are just crazy. This one's the worst. He's the worst. Let's listen to his big mouth.
Enough already. Enough. And I don't want to get sidetracked onto what needs to happen, but we need to scale up climate finance, but we need desperately to scale down anti-climate finance.
Ooh, let me do something. Just a side-by-side over here. I'm going to just pop out something. Close your eyes for a minute. It just came to my head. So I just want to kind of find a good one here. Here we go. Maybe this one. Okay, here's a good one. Okay, keep your eyes closed.
I tell you, don't get no respect.
Keep your eyes closed. Shh. This one right here. Okay. Oh, because I closed it. Okay, hold on. I'll do it again. Quick. Don't look. Oh, come on. Come on. Okay. Pop out. Now, we'll put this one Over here. Don't they look alike?
I tell you, I can't relax, you know? The other night I was in a place I felt like having a few drinks. Someone ordered a bartender. I said, surprise me. He showed me a naked picture of my wife.
Okay, you get the point, right? He looks like him, doesn't he? Doesn't he look like him? Oh, now I've lost him. Look what I've done. He kind of looks like him, except for the eyes. I'm having too much fun. Oh, let's see. Man, I've gone through a lot of stuff today. It's fun. I missed it. I missed you guys. Hate getting strikes. They like take you out for like 2 weeks. Okay, we're getting there. We're getting there. Here he is.
And I don't want to get sidetracked onto what needs to happen, but we need to scale up climate finance, but we need desperately to scale down anti-climate finance. And we are still subsidizing the burning of fossil fuels globally at a rate 42 times larger than the subsidies for the shift toward renewables and EVs, et cetera. We need new leadership at the World Bank. We need them to scale up the leverage and vastly increase the amounts that are committed. And we need to rein in the anti-climate activities of the fossil industry. Enough already. Enough.
Yeah, didn't he the one that said that there would be like global warming by now? Al Gore going an anti-fuel, fossil fuel rant, reclaiming anything anti-climate needs to be defunded. I think we need to just defund all these people that are in charge that are making bad decisions for the planet. And it's not the people that they say are doing it. Like, it's people like this putting plastic in rice. Look. Sunspring. Plastic. They're making rice with plastic. What the heck? You're eating that. From now on, when I eat rice, I'm gonna like crunch, 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 like make sure it's rice as I'm eating it, because I'm not eating that. Plastic rice. Look, this looks just like rice. And it, you know, rice feels like plastic anyway. There's something wrong with this world, you know. She's got a really good intro on this, but we all know about the Bidens. Did you guys see this? In that movie, look at that right there. Here's this guy again, the New World Order. Oh, this one you gotta hear.
And when you stop and think about it, it's pretty extraordinary that we, select group of human beings, because of whatever touched us at some point in our lives, are able to sit in a room and come together and actually talk about saving the planet. I mean, it's so almost extraterrestrial to think about, quote, saving the planet. And if you said that to most people, they think you're just a crazy tree-hugging, lefty, liberal, you know, do-gooder, whatever, and there's no relationship. But really, that's where we are.
Okay, I got something for that guy too. Maybe you guys might agree. John Kerry. This guy. Statler and Waldorf. Here's John Kerry. Here's John Kerry. Don't you think? Does he resemble that guy? Look, he's got the chin. He's got the eyebrows. He's got the crazy eyeball look. Let's put him up here too. I wonder if I could pop that one out. No, if I pop that one out, the other one will go away. Here, slide him over there. Yeah, that's the best I can do. Right there. There you go. John Kerry. Aw.
It's pretty extraordinary.
Oh well. You get the point. Alright, so look at this alien bug. Look. It looks like an alien. Look, it's got the eyes. It's got the face. What is that? It doesn't even say. Look.
Where does that come out of? It came out of here.
Are these things like coming out of hell or something? Look at that. Watch this bird. Did a flip, man. Look at that. Isn't that awesome? Oh. Yeah. A select group of human beings who were called to save the planet. They're the guardians. These are our guardians, everybody. They're telling us what they're going to do. They're going to have a new world order. They're going to put in charge whoever they want. Doesn't matter if you vote for them or not, they're going to put them in charge. Look at that.
Well, Joe Biden swears something.
Remember this? Remember that picture right there? Dr. Evil and all these evil people, they're like throwing it in our face. Check out this kid. Isn't that insane? Look at that! I'm doing that all over heaven. I'll be jumping on everything. And these New World Order people, they're not going to make it to heaven. They're not going to make it. If they don't get on their knees like soon, they're not going to make it. So he's saying he's going to combine the COVID and the flu jabs. That's what it says.
Where are you in developing? Because I think that's what you were originally doing with BioNTech. You were developing mRNA for flu. Where are you on a flu vaccine based on mRNA?
Oh, the studies are running. They have completely recruited. We are waiting for cases as they accumulate. Means that people have been vaccinated, placebo, vaccine, and the disease, some of them will get disease. And then we are waiting to unblind the data to see what is coming. I think will come in this year, in 23.
Well, that's what I was going to ask. I mean,
this year.
Can't guarantee a timeline depending on the clinical trials.
No, because
but your best guess, what would you think?
I think by the first half of the year, maybe.
First half of the year?
Yeah, June, July.
Wow. And so
June, July.
How far are we away from one vaccine that's both COVID and flu together?
First, we need to have a flu. And if we have a flu, already we started experiments to combine the two. So that we don't lose time again. I think we'll come more or less all together if it is successful.
You raised it.
Yeah.
Albert Bourla. Is he the frog throat guy? Albert Bourla. Bourla? Bourla. Bourla. Frog throat. I think he's the frog throat guy. I'm almost sure. Frog in your throat? Remember that guy? Remember the throat? Yeah. How about video? We want video.
The product of the vaccine is effective and safe.
Talk, if you can, for a moment about the safety. What have you learned about serious side effects in this vaccine?
They are very rare.
And what can you tell us about the effectiveness of the drug? We know it was 95% guarding against infection back in those initial trials, now down to 91%. Is this a one-way trip downward for this vaccine?
Well, we realized through the real-world data after several months, there is a need for a booster.
Does
I
Pfizer
told you.
expect
I
to
told you
require
it's him.
mandates
It's
employees to be
him.
fully vaccinated?
Oh, it's the Pfizer CEO, frog throat guy. That's him. And if you didn't see Avi and Ezra Levant do their little thing with him, you should go watch that. Social carbon-based credit score and digital surveillance system. Have they got no other original ideas? I don't know what that guy was talking about. Let's see. If there was anything else. Here's a squirrel. You like the squirrel? It's squirrel day. Look at that. Okay. Helicopter crash. Bears getting bird flu. They put down 3 grizzly bears infected with high contagious strain. I wonder if they were in the zoo, because remember they were like giving something to the zoo animals. Remember that? Alright, I don't know where. I don't know where that article is. But you saw it. It was there. And my computer's glitching out. I think I pretty much got everything. So I think I'll just end for the day. There's the bear. So stay warm. It's about to start snowing here again. Probably going to get bad weather wherever you are. And have a backup of some sort of heat. Just in case the lights go out, or in case the bank does something, or there's just so many things that could happen. And don't be afraid. Perfect love casts out all fear. So if you find yourself afraid, just be like, where do I get the source of getting rid of this fear? It's love, the love of God. And so just humble yourself to God and say, Lord Jesus, please just take away my fear. I love you so much, and I guarantee you within like 10 seconds, you might have to do it a few times, but within a few seconds, the Holy Spirit will comfort you. The Holy Spirit will give you peace. He's our peace. He's our comforter. So call upon the Lord, and you will have peace and safety. And even if we're not like safe, what if we die? We're going to be in the arms of Jesus. So don't be afraid. There's nothing to fear. Fear is just going to set you back. You want love. You want the power of God's love in your life. You want to like look out for others. Don't worry about yourself so much, you know. Be on the lookout for helping others, because they're in a worse state. Someone's always in a worse state than you are. So just feel loved, and I love you. Jesus loves you. Midday loves you. Sherelle loves you. Planet X loves you. And be happy. It's a choice. You can be happy. Just choose to be happy. I know that sounds ridiculous if you're sad, but that's what we have. We have free will. So get the fruit of the Spirit. Get into the Word of God, and you'll be happy, because it's all about Jesus anyway. All right. I love you, everybody. See y'all soon. Oh, did you like my intro? Did you get to see my intro? Don't forget to like and subscribe. Oh. Where's my... I think I've lost my YouTube. Okay. There we are. There we are!